Assalamualaikum.
Selamat Raya. Okay, today we are going to present our case study for Lightning Logistic. For that, my name is Farhan Nur Aiman binti Roslan.
My name is Nurul Syahda binti Osman.
My name is Nordiana Ashikin binti Khairul Afzanizar.
My name is Narayuni binti Muhammad Kamil.
So we are from
AC220
First question is discuss the misappropriation of asset by senior management as highlighted in the case. So, the answer is the misappropriation of asset highlighted in this case is travel expense reimbursement fraud. The CEO claimed higher than actual amount of RM 31,300 for February and 22,600 in March. But the actual expenses reported in February and March are 4,200 only. Also, there were issues where the quote of tepat packaging is higher compared to other vendor, even though they consistently deliver poor quality materials and insufficient inventories. It is found that tepat packaging was a partner of Lightning Logistic, which is CFO. Thank you.
Moving on to the second question, discuss the weakness in the vendor selection process and also discuss the appropriate approaches to address the weaknesses. The first one will be Chief Financial Officer oversees the vendor selection process. By purchasing department is the one that should be in charge in vendor selection process, not the Chief Financial Officer. And the second one would be reliance and dependence on 1 to 5 approved vendors. More vendors should be chosen instead of relying solely on one vendor. If the only vendor cannot give the best price quotes, and supply high quality of material. And number 3 would be the quotes from tepat packaging were on average 15% higher than quotes from other vendors. Meaning that the company should come up with proper procedure and requirement in selecting vendor to supply the company with high quality materials at the best price. And the last one will be Chief Financial Officer is one of the partners of tepat packaging, and this should be done by purchasing department. Purchasing department need to oversee the vendor selection process and act as the best interest of the company in order to find the best vendor and avoid self-interest threat. That's all from me. Thank you.
The third question is discuss the appropriate actions to ensure there is transparency in the executive expense claim process. The answer is a formal reimbursement policy and strong internal control regarding the reimbursement process can greatly reduce the risk of reimbursement fraud. The policy should have clear and detailed guidelines regarding reimbursement and well-defined roles and responsibility for those employees involved in the reimbursement process. It also can be done by annually audit a sample of employees' expense reports to ensure they meet the company's established guideline. Be sure that proper documentation exists to support the expenditures that were requested.
Okay, move on to the next question. Question 4. Discuss whether it is appropriate for Anna to use the social media to gather information. The answer is, as an internal audit manager, Anna can use the social media to gather information in performing her duties because of by using the social media may give a few benefits to Anna. For example, she can save more time as it is more faster to obtain any information via social media if compared to other alternatives, and it requires less efforts. Besides, Anna do not have to travel to many places in order to obtain the information that she wants. However, she cannot rely and believes 100% on the information from the social media. The information may be manipulated with words that are not right, or Anna might create her own judgment, which is a false judgment from the things she saw in the social media. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, so I will proceed with question 5. Discuss on the approaches to the investigation in order to prove the fraud. So the answer is, an internal auditor who suspect fraud should recommend an investigation if appropriate and talk to the top management of the audit committee. ANA have to ensure that the audit committee of Lightning Logistic must support and fully cooperate to help her to obtain all the possible evidence and supervising the fraud-related issues that might occur in the organisation. There should be an evaluation of the control over software to support the development of the identification of fraud indicators. Besides that, other approaches to the investigation that can be used in order to prove the fraud is by using a whistleblower method. Okay, Lightning Logistics should implement a whistleblowing system, which the whistleblower may submit a report with the organisation through various channels such as phone, fax, and email. The whistleblower should have a secure and private workspace that enables view for the users to track their reports and tasks. They can see the status. They should be able to see their status, the status for each case in real time, and the action that might be required. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay,
That's all from us.
Thank
you, sir.
Happy holiday.
Happy holiday.